Good morning, afternoon, and evening to everyone. It is my utmost pleasure to stand in front of you today and do my best to empower you to be kind, not just to anybody, but yourself. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Phuong Linh, and I am what you would typically call a mom friend. I worry about whether you've eaten or slept well. I carry around wet wipes and Band-Aids everywhere I go, and I do a head count whenever we leave a restaurant or a coffee store. It is because I put so much care into my friends' well-being that they come to me for advice on their struggles, insecurities, and fears. Due to my years of being a confidant to others, I have learned many things, but very importantly, I have noticed that we humans tend to be very critical of ourselves. How we look, how we dress, how we act, how we talk, how we spend our time. Everything and anything can be scrutinized and criticized. Why do we do this? Why do we spend so much energy and effort to make our lives harder when it's already full of trials, tribulations, or people that will push us down just to get a little further ahead? These questions motivated me to investigate further, and from what I've learned, it's because we have an overly active inner critic. So as humans, we have a built-in system to review our past experiences and learn from our triumphs and failures. However, toxic self-criticism is when we focus solely, or if not mostly, on our failures and faults. This gets obviously very exhausting, and we cannot spend energy and time to think about anything else. It kills our passion and curiosity. It makes us feel guilty for not being good enough or for not doing enough. So how do we overcome this toxic self-criticism? First, we have to acknowledge that being unkind to ourselves is counterproductive. We can't thank our inner critic for trying to help us all these years, but we must practice distancing ourselves from it mentally. Here are two visualization exercises that we can try. First, imagine your self-critic as an alarm. It's a very loud alarm, but like all alarms, you can turn it off or on whenever you wish. Alternatively, you can envision it as like a particularly annoying toy chicken. And you used to love this toy chicken. It has helped you through a lot of hard times, but after a while, since it cannot shut up, it gets very grating. You can either take out the batteries and put them back in whenever you like, or you can put it on a shelf and put it far, far away from you so that it becomes background noise, unless you tune into it. Secondly, you have to differentiate between constructive and destructive criticism. The things you're telling yourself. Will you say that to a friend? Will you say that to a child? Will you say that to the 8-year-old version of you if you can meet them right now? If the answer to any of these questions is no, that is destructive criticism, and we need to learn to minimize it or at the very least ignore it. And finally, I recommend keeping a record of your progress or any achievement you've made, because growth is not a linear process, and there will be a day where your overly critical thoughts get too loud and overwhelming. Then you have a physical proof of all the things you've done and how you've changed for the better. So I hope these tips have, at the very least, helped you identify that you're being too harsh on yourself and maybe even start you on your journey of healing. Remember that you are always capable of being kind to yourself, and your potential is unlimitless. Thank you very much for your listening, and good luck.